Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are going to be continuing adding additional automation with Butler and adding some information with advanced checklists. In the previous videos, we have added some templates. We will revisit some of these in this video to make them even better. Let's get started. Let's first start by adding Butler automation to our three newest templates. Our first option will be to automatically add our first checklist in the planning section. This is your cost analysis checklist template. This will only be added once our initiation and proposal checklist is completed. We will also add something a bit different this time, and the card will automatically be moved over to the planning list. Let's head back into Butler, click on Rule, Create Rule, and add a trigger. Go to the checklist trigger and add when checklist, initiation, and proposal is completed, and then check off here by anyone. Now add the action under Move, and move the card to the bottom of the list we want to go to, which is Planning. I prefer to add this card to the bottom of the list, as this means this is the newest item in our workflow. This will keep all the old cards at the top. I prefer to keep my work from top to bottom, but you can have yours wherever you like. Click Save for this rule. Next, let's go in and create another rule. Here you have two options. You can go to the checklist trigger and do the same thing we just did when initiation and proposal is completed. Or you can go to the card move, and on the second option, you can change this to when a card is moved into the list name, Planning. We can add the next checklist. So basically what this means is once this checklist is moved into the planning list, it will automatically populate this checklist. Let's stick to the when the checklist is completed trigger. Go back into checklists in the trigger section and make sure it says when initiation and proposal is completed. Next, let's add an action. This action will be adding the checklist cost analysis when this trigger is activated. Click Save and let's test this out. Go to our Customer 1 card and complete the checklist initiation and proposal. Check off all of the boxes. Once you do this, you can see this card is automatically moved to the proper list, as well as added our next checklist, cost analysis. Pretty cool stuff. There is an even better way for this. You can combine multiple actions in one trigger. And so if we head back and edit our first rule we created, when the checklist initiation and proposal is completed, we move to the list planning. We can now add an additional action to this, which is adding our cost analysis template checklist to be added at the same time. When you get more familiar with Trello and are using it quite often, you'll always have to be aware of Butler's limitations on command runs and operations. By combining these features in the same trigger, you save on your monthly quota, which in the end will save you more money. I will go ahead and delete the second Butler trigger we created, which is adding the cost analysis to the card. This was just a demonstration on both options. Head back into Butler and we will continue with more automation. Click Rules, Create Rule, and add a trigger. This time we will add when the checklist cost analysis is completed by anyone for the trigger. Click the plus icon to add this trigger. For our action, we will add the new checklist, which is Communication Plan. Click plus and save this rule. Lastly, we will add one more rule. Add another trigger for when the Communication Plan checklist is completed by anyone, under the checklist triggers, and click the plus icon to activate this. Our next action will be adding the Advanced Safety Plan checklist. Click Checklist under Action and type in the checklist name Advanced Safety Plan. Click the plus icon to save. Let's continue by testing this out to make sure everything works. Go to our Customer 1 card and complete the checklist cost analysis. Check all of the boxes, give it a second, and our Communication Plan checklist is now added. Finally, complete the Communication Plan checklist. Check off all the boxes, give it a second, and you can see the Advanced Safety Plan checklist has been added. You can start to see now how human error is completely left out as Butler is doing all of the automated work. Let's briefly go over advanced checklists in one of our templates. Click our Initiation and Concept card and go to the Initiation and Concept checklist. Hover over any of the items in the checklist and you can assign members and dates. The really cool thing about this is that these are templates and this information is transferred over with Butler. And define project goals. Let's add Doug as a member of this item. Hover over this icon and select the appropriate member. Let's also add the due date to show up 2 days from now. Exit out of this card and let's add a random card, and let's call this Customer 2 to our Initiation and Concept list. Give it a second, and you can see now the checklist has been added, but it also has added our members and our due date automatically. This can be great if you already know which members need to work on what part of a job. That's it for today's quick video. In the next video, we will continue with advanced checklists, adding more templates, and Butler functionality. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching.